What the fuck is up, boys? What the fuck is up? How are we all doing today? You guys ready to play some video game? Okay. What are my items that have? Yeah, the necktie. Okay. We were talking to this guy, and
Was
actually
there
do want
anything
to.
else?
Can you tell me about your friend?
My friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been easy for him. But he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands, and that's all that matters.
What's Kedra?
Kedra is a candidate member of APIS. But, between you and me, their potential membership is a more contentious issue.
What do you mean?
That it's never going to happen. They enter negotiations in 21, and it's been pending ever since.
What's this EPIS thing you keep talking about?
EPIS is a very special program
EPIS.
developed by the Moral Intern to support certain Occidental nations. It began as a unified system of weights and measures, which proved to be a wild success. Nothing but kilograms and centimeters as far as the eye can see. It was such a wild success that we expanded it into an economic union for the processing of steel. Another success. And between you and me, the Moral Intern feels emboldened by this success. Emboldened to take EPIS to the next level.
Okay. But, like, what does it stand for?
Why, it stands for progress and stability, like the Moral Intern as a whole.
No, what do the letters stand for?
It's been such a wild, extraordinary success thus far. We are very excited to take it to the next level.
You don't even hear the words I'm saying, do you?
A supranational political alliance. The United States of Occident.
Is it going to be like this place here?
You mean Revachol? No, it's going to have transparent democracy.
Is Evershow going to be part of the EPIS?
It's one day going to be a candidate member of EPIS, sure.
Didn't you say candidate members never become real members?
No, candidate members do become members. Why do we even have the whole system in place if they don't? It just takes time. Time and evaluation.
I'm going to do so. I'm going to knock these bad boys out. I haven't worn these glasses in a minute and my eyes are a little bit, Ooh. I think right here.
But we were talking about my friend here, not politics.
Sorry, one second. My only worry is I think I gotta get way too fucking close with these glasses. I think I gotta be like, I can't lean in. Let me. Okay. You still haven't told me who he is.
Sorry. Who?
Your friend. Let's work on the balcony. We were just talking about him.
But I told you, officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Education is the foundation of our future, especially the arts. It is a cornerstone of our civilization.
Fine. But what's his real name?
Officer, you have to understand. I can't give you his personal information. I'm sure you have your own methods and databases, right? Please don't put me in this situation.
So, all you can tell me about him is that he's here to study the arts?
He's deeply enmeshed in the study of the fine arts, yes.
This is like fucking hell. Holy shit. These glasses do not really help me at all. They look good on me. That's the worst part.
He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps graphic design, printmaking, who knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him.
How did you two even become friends?
How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Isola? Oil platforms ablaze in the night? Civil wars lasting for years? Finally, the international community is forced to step in.
What are you talking about? No one becomes friends that way.
Au contraire, it's how millions of people end up where they are, meeting the people they meet. It's how I came here, and my friend too.
What are you doing in his apartment all by himself?
I'm just enjoying the view.
What view? Let's check outside.
Listen.
A baby is crying in the neighboring apartment.
Someone's baby's crying.
No, listen. The Insulindian Bay.
What about it?
This place used to be a luxury accommodation before the revolution. Apartments, of course, were much bigger then. A few walls have been added here and there, leaving some of the tenants without a private bathroom or a kitchen. But the million real view stays. You can't take that away.
I was asking about your friend.
My friend comes and goes. I'm sure you'll see him around. He's a busy bee.
I had something else in mind.
I'm all ears, officer.
You did not actually witness lynching. What's an official like you doing at Marnez?
The coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight.
Okay, but what are you doing here in this apartment?
Well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. This, of course, happened when the coalition forces landed here. You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived here.
So you're some kind of bureaucrat?
Yes, as I said before, I am a commissioner from Sur-la-Clé working for the Institute of Price Stability. This is one of the main projects of the Moral Inter.
What's the Moral?
It's the International Organization for Moralists, hence Moralist International. The Institute of Price Stability is just one of its many mind babies, as is the coalition.
Are you a moralist?
But of course.
Am I a moralist?
Well, do you value freedom? Do you believe in a normal, stable world governed by democratic values?
Martinez doesn't seem very normal or stable to me.
Martinez? No. Martinez is something else.
Martinez. Well, what about the rest of Revachol? Is it the part of the normal world?
Revachol is generally difficult. It's led by an interim government, which means it hasn't yet achieved full democracy. But they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here, relatively speaking.
It's like every time I'm talking to people, I'm choosing option D, none of the above. Is that moralism?
Is this option D usually the most reasonable answer?
Yes. Everything else is super extreme. It's like I'm living with a bunch of lunatics.
Sounds like you're a moralist indeed, my friend. Welcome.
Thank you.
Moralism is all about compromise and achieving the achievable.
I'm a moralist.
It's pragmatic,
Moralist.
realistic, and level-headed. An ideology for doers. Are you a doer, my friend? It looks to me like you are. Now, enough of this delightful political interlude. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Sorry, I'm just cleaning my glasses. What is the price celebrity?
It is the most important thing.
That doesn't tell me anything.
It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining high levels of economic activity, which is essential for maintaining high levels of employment, which is essential for maintaining the social stability.
The social stability. Okay, how does this benefit us exactly?
Take your daily bread, for example. Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce. That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just below 2%.
2% of what?
But not too far below, no. Too below is also bad. Below, but close to 2%.
You're not answering my questions at all.
The coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the price stability. Transparency is one of our principles. Would you like an informational pamphlet?
Okay, sure, give me
A
a
sound monetary policy is essential for addressing uncertainty. Stability is the raison d'être of the moral intern. It's the reason why I identify as a moralist. But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. That's too bad. You can always call our information line. Making information available is part of the moral intern's commitment to transparency.
Tell me about the Sur la Clef.
What's there to say? Sur-la-Clé is a modern,
Sur-la-Clé.
urbanized country that measures
bad.
very high on the Human Development and Freedom Index. Mostly, though, it's known as the executive heart of EPIS. Moreover, it is a great sponsor of less emerged countries. Revachol is only one of its many darlings whose progress it supports and cherishes.
What makes Revachol's Sur la Clef's darling?
Because a great percentage of Revachol's culture hails from Sur-la-Clé.
Sur la
Its
Clé.
language, its people, its cuisine even. Or at least in the downtown La Delta area.
Jamrock and other parts of the international zone have been mercifully spared of Sur la Clé's love for meatballs and mashed potatoes.
What is this international
La
community?
communauté internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the coalition. In other words, the nations that stopped the disaster of the revolution.
And what do I call a coalition?
Your employer, technically speaking. The governing authority of Revachol. The RCM is but one part of this provisional administration.
Enough business.
Whatever you wish, officer.
That's all.
Of
I've got all I
course.
need. Actually, I'm gonna give him one last.
Was there anything else? I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
It's because you did it.
Because I did it?
My apologies, I misspoke. I mean, what did you see?
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night.
Nothing was a train.
No. I was on the balcony when it happened. That's when I understood. I should not. I went,
Yes, back inside. Keep yourself safe.
officer, the yard. Well, that's eventually their shouts died down, and that was all. I'm afraid I don't. All I can say, my watch. No, I didn't see the corpse until the following. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance. I'm sorry to say I did. Because I did it?
Don't drink my chain, paper jockey. You did it, didn't you?
What's the meaning of this?
Man's jigged up creep. I'm the law.
I won't stand for this. What's your name? I'll have your badge.
Lieutenant, you're afraid of Harry de Bois.
In all my years, I've never seen a Lieutenant Yefreiter behave this way. You're a disgrace. Get out. This instant.
Remember that guy, Ace Ulsterberg? The red-headed officer asks. He leans against the doorframe while his bald companion is hunched over an open filing drawer. The guy who got canned for trying to arrest that diplomat? The bald man asks. Well, technically, he got canned for being shit-faced on the job. But yeah, trying to arrest the ambassador from Gottwald while shit-faced was probably a contributing factor. The bald man squints at a file, then returns it to the cabinet. A new drawer opens with a grinding screech. He turns back to the redhead in the doorway. What made you think of him now? Don't know. He just kind of popped into my mind. Excuse me, Chester, says a female officer who threads her way into the file room. Where is old Ace now? The bald officer asks. Here, the female officer chimes in. I believe he's part of a certain bureaucrat's security detail. No fucking way. The redhead is dumbfounded. How'd he pull that off? Family connections, I'd imagine. His father-in-law works for the Office of Standards and Best Practices. With that, the woman exits, a grey file folder tucked under her arm.
I have nothing to say.
Ah ha ha ha. Wow. I'm gonna get fucking rest. We're gonna get back up in the morning and we're gonna get some shit done. I'm sleepy. I'm quite sleepy. Alright, boys. Let's get going. Nice.
Hey, was there something you needed?
Well, well. Bringing him that new bird sure made a difference in his attitude.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Classy. Inventation online.
Why? No, fuck it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know why these degenerates do what they do. I thought we had one good guest in the building.
He really doesn't like it being classier.
Lena? Lena's a good customer.
Yeah, well, she's not a guest, is she? Anyway, I'll forward that woman her bill and be done with it. Now, was there anything else?
Nope, this one.
Yes?
Goodbye.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. It's your
Actually, right. That's fine.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Okay. Let me just put one in. Actually, A lot of these require physical instrument. Fuck it. No. Electrochemistry. I want to attempt this
A mirror
expression.
hangs on the bathroom wall.
Okay, this is
It's been
even,
covered in
boys.
steam anymore. It's your face in the mirror.
Even. Okay. I think I've got enough electrochemistry stuff. Okay.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Come on.
It's like
Yes.
something snaps in you. A nerve ending. A thought. A sadness. Your face in the mirror is suddenly clean of the layer that had distorted it for God knows how long. Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you.
Yes. The most boring outfit of all time. But that's what we are.
The bed is still cold from the broken window. It's not easy, but your bones are so tired from what feel like weeks of work on the case. You have to try. After what feels like hours, you feel you might be sleeping.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street. Recorded in you forever on Faraday.
Spinning. Tell me, am I dreaming?
No, you're spinning tapes at the discotheque. The great unceasing disco of the mind. The flash. The bang. The endless learning experience.
Spinning on empty.
On and on it goes. For untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising. Above the dark curvature, the great wingspan of sleep, studded with stars. Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time, the last time, the smoke in her mouth, the plotted flowers, the faces turning, changing.
What is it?
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
The colors, the voices.
All stuck on loop. Whirling, spitting out words and images. You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent. picking up litter and old newspapers, collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless, meaningless keepsakes.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
But what if I want to be the agent of nothing?
It's too late. You're not made of nothing anymore. You're something now, Harry. I tried to drown you in the black water, but you re-emerged, kicking and screaming, running. And for what?
For the greater good.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
We're making progress. Measured, steady progress.
There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He still doesn't see that it's the world changing around him.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Why?
'Cause only love can break your heart.
Feel the pillow under your cheek.
Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Go.
Ah, dude, that's so fucking just. I don't know. I love how your body just fights against itself.
Good. You're up. Listen, there's something that's been bothering you for a few days now.
What is it?
It's a suspicion, or a feeling really, that things are not quite in hand around here. Every day, things seem to spin more and more wildly out of control. The center isn't holding, and despite your efforts to moderate and contain these energies, things only seem to be getting worse.
Wait, I thought things were going pretty good.
Oh, sure. You've been making progress on your case, interviewing people, solving side tasks. But who's focusing on the big questions?
This really doesn't sound like my job.
Open your eyes. Stop getting distracted by details. It's time you started focusing on what really matters.
What am I supposed to
Got
do?
to find out who bears la responsabilité.
I thought I was just assigning responsibility for the murder.
Harry, you're thinking about this too narrowly. La responsabilité isn't concerned with trivial questions like who killed who. It's about the real issues. The human welfare index, the price of staple goods, the transition to real democracy.
What exactly is la responsibility?
The most awesome, terrible thing. It is human nature to crave la responsabilité and to deny it. That's why it must be distributed across many different organizations, agencies, offices, and portfolios.
Alright, give it to me. I'll accept responsibility.
Whoa. This isn't some kind of dictatorship. You can't simply seize la responsabilité for yourself. It must be given by a legitimate authority, like a committee.
Do we really have time for all this?
There is always time to follow best practices. Once someone's decided to cut corners for the sake of expediency, who knows what else they're capable of?
Fair.
Swift, decisive action. Mass executions. Fun stuff. That's what they're capable of.
And who's just on this committee?
Only the most even-keeled minds in Martinez. Your half-brother, the lieutenant, is a natural place to start. Together, you'll be able to discover who has la responsabilité in Revachol. And, if necessary, you'll have the wisdom and expertise to assign it among yourselves.
I'm prepared to take on this awesome burden.
Good luck. Your report is eagerly anticipated. Good. You're up.
What?
It's a suspicion. Every day, things seem to spin more and more. You've got to find out who. Whoa, like a committee. Don't run away from it now, Harry. You know only you're half together. You be a good luck. Good. It's a
What the
every
fuck?
day. Good. It's every day. The compact tape player is still and silent. Seems it has completely broken down now. There's no fixing this one.
Bullshit.
Best find a new player. A boombox. Funky style. Maybe the guy at the pawn shop can help out. The compact, there's no fixing this
Get one
Best
now.
find a new
Oh. Oh. Sorry. I ruined the, just a chat.
Hello, hello. So what brings you here?
It's the sports. He's a sports guy. All about that physical prowess and athletic skill. Nothing else here.
Tell me about the muscular type who came to investigate the crime.
Oh yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through the entire building, asking questions.
What do you look like?
Muscular, handsome, strong, like one of those military types.
But besides muscular, does he have any other identifying traits?
Let me think. He had an accent. He sounded like one of those mercenaries. He sounded vaguely Oranese. No, not vaguely, scratch that. He sounded definitely Oranese.
Was he alone?
Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece.
His earpiece?
Yes, you know those tiny speaker microphones that fancy security guards sometimes wear. Just reporting back whatever I was telling him.
What did you tell him?
Nothing. That I didn't see anything.
Did you tell him about your friend?
What friend?
Your Sunday friend, the witness.
No, I don't think it came up.
Thanks for the information.
Sure. Anything else on your mind?
What are you doing?
Admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer?
Oh, I live here. My room is
Convenient.
upstairs.
But what are you doing here? Talking to me?
I met your Sunday friend.
You did? And how did you like him?
You're right. He's magical. Magically bureaucratic.
I told you, he can be very useful. I guess that's the charm of powerful people.
What was he staying at your place in the middle of the night?
He has keys. And he likes the view. To the sea, I mean.
What are you two? I don't want to talk about other people. I want to talk about you.
Hmm? What about me, gendarme?
Never mind.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Again, you find yourself looking at that big old window.
Do I have perception shoes on? Yeah, I do.
Again, you find yourself looking at that big old nothing, as before. Just black branches.
What's this weirdo cop doing now, huh? Window shopping?
I think he's trying to find dirt on us, in our box. It's what they do, Shanks. Did you know policemen are sometimes called pigs?
Wow, no. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, because they like to sniff around in dirt.
Yes?
Kim, we need to talk about responsibility.
I'm glad to hear it, Detective. I was wondering when we'd get to this very subject.
Good. What do you mean?
If you ask me, it's high time for you to set aside these frivolous side tasks and focus 100% of your energies on the case before us.
No. I meant like la responsibility, you know, the kind that gets assigned.
Why are you pronouncing it like that gentleman from the Institute of Price Stability? You know what? Forget it. What specifically are you trying to assign responsibility for?
For this whole situation.
Now I understand. Next, I suppose you're going to tell me you need to form a committee to assign this responsibility?
Exactly.
Fascinating. And here I believed your recent turn towards moralism was just an act. In any event, I am just a humble law official. I may work under the moral intern's umbrella, but I'm certainly not qualified to serve on any committee. You know who might be, though? That Mr. Villedroit, the gentleman you needlessly antagonized in the apartments. If you are trying to get in touch with the coalition, I would start by finding some way to apologize to him. But first, you might need to speak with his young companion. Now, was there anything else?
What are you two doing?
That's one brutal motor carriage.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors. Cops' heads. Scary tribal shit.
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this would have proper skull value.
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property seriously.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
Who are you?
I can tell you who we're not, cop. We're not snitches or skulls.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and... On the contrary.
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, cop man, is we're not part of the skulls yet.
Where are the skulls?
You don't know? What kind of cop are you?
Of course I do. I'm just testing you, boys.
The skulls are the most vicious gang of the Besmertnay.
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever. Jacking carriages and getting into high-speed chases.
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non-verbal modus operandi.
Non-verbal.
If a skull spots you, he will pull out his dagger and stab you without saying a word.
The lieutenant's voice is as calm as usual, a testament to the violence and death he's witnessed through the sight of his firearm.
Damn.
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock, or you can find them loitering around the brightly painted bottom-lighted vehicles.
I can't wait to become a skull. Bottom lights are wretched aggressive.
You know anything about the murder that took place here?
Murder?
A man was hanged in the backyard of the Whirling Rags.
Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it. It was a man.
Also, he was hanged.
Anything else?
He was hanged from a tree.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
These punks don't know anything. Let's just move along.
Hey, stop right there. How does one know anything?
I'm not gonna entertain you with this any longer.
Sure, sure. Understandable. Fucking I appreciate your effort, though.
Do you guys know Sydney the Skull?
Oh, yeah. Cindy's a right proper skull.
Yeah, a true artist of the future. Just like Arno van Eyck.
By the way, if you see Cindy, give her our regards.
Odd. There isn't a hint of hate in them. It's like they're piss and fuck the world out of some kind of moral obligation. The lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
You see, kids are into modern dance music.
Oh man, yeah. We're not fucking kids, man.
Be wary of the abyss.
Why?
Probably because of how non-verbal their mode of operation is going to be. It's a threat.
I just want to talk about the music, and now there's a conflict all of a sudden. It's too much.
That's right. You should back off and let silence rule supreme.
This is ridiculous. Boys, do you know why the gang is called Skulls?
Yeah. The skull symbolizes the embrace of death and nothingness, present in all of us. The vehicle of our future operations. Death and nothingness.
They're called Skulls because when you are shot dead in the middle of the street, the skull is the only part the stray dogs want to eat.
Holy shit!
Follow my lead.
Some boys want to feed the dogs.
No reply. The blonde rebel scratches his chin, deliberately not focusing his gaze on anything. He looks very uncomfortable. The other one shuffles uncomfortably, nevertheless continuing to steal glances at the lieutenant's motor carriage.
Enough about this story then. What's with the jackets?
What about them?
Why does your jacket have piss blank written on it?
Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily something that characterizes me as a person, even though the statement has character. And I do like piss. The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem, not as they are. And, I guess, it's also about communal spirit, the future, and truly appreciating our differences. Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily moving towards basing the economy on it, attention, it is imperative that the medium itself convey the message.
Makes sense.
What I mean by this is, we are all piss and that the world is inherently meaningless.
Okay, forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, I'll see you guys.
What a shirt. All other shirts pale in comparison to the muscular...
Too rare. That's dirt cheap.
Can you just give it to me for free then?
But why?
Because I'm a broke cop without a saint to my name?
I sympathize, I do. But this is a for-profit enterprise.
I love that. I just became the sorriest cop on the earth. Apologize 10 times. Okay. How much does it cost
the
again?
boombox's weight on the shelves, and your boombox, that gold and amber, harmony.
Can I just play a tape on one of the boomboxes real quick?
Sorry, man. I can't be giving out freebies. Never have, won't now.
Can I get a discount on this boombox? A police discount?
A discount? I do have to keep the lights on, man. It's 12 real.
Remember, he doesn't like music. He likes sounds. The Door Gunner Megamix is his type of tape. Certainly, he'd give you a discount if he knew you'd play something so experimental.
I'm not doing any police work. I've got the Door Gunner Megamix here. An air-defining work. Let's do 4 real.
4 real is offensively low, but just this once. For the music, concrete, cop.
Thanks for discount, man. Here's the money for the boombox.
Here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reel's attached to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader.
Press play on tape.
You press the large button marked Commencer, and the tape starts spinning. There's a small delay before the song starts playing.
Keep your porter reel at harmless distance and wait.
Then the organ starts playing a simple, melancholic tune echoing in the hallway. A lone singing voice joins in, telling you about the tiniest church in Cessons, surrounded by even tinier yard. You almost feel the seaside mist on your skin. It's mega sad. Within seconds you know this is the one. The real shit you've been looking for. The one you trust your room to. This one tells it like it is. This is your tune. A click, then silence for a bit. Then the tape stops spinning.
No, I couldn't. It's just sad. I might cry in dressing room again.
Good. It gives your performance authenticity. Besides, you already know the lyrics since you listened to it like 1,000,000 times. And the B-side of the tape contains the instrumental version. It's like the world itself is telling you to do it. Only one obstacle stands on your way.
What?
Gart. You have to convince Gart to let you sing karaoke in the whirling. After you've won him over, you can express yourself. Let the pain out. Make everyone understand. The lieutenant looks at you as you remove the tape from the boombox. He doesn't say anything. The porter reel is just what you needed. The reel's attached to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader.
Play tape.
You push Command Set, and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachon. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
Nice job.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice one. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrête on your porter reel. The tape stops spinning.
What's hoi hoi?
A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
You think he was there?
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. Or maybe Kohoi is just merc talk for atrocity, slaughter.
Was that at the very end? Silence?
End of recording.
Oh. What do you think?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
Agree. He also sounded inebriated.
Still.
There's more going on here than we know.
Who's this Cordy?
One of the other mercenaries, I think. The one he was talking to. A friend of his?
Okay then, what now?
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's a Friday night. The contrast feels chilly, inappropriate even. 6 crumbling petals. As you hold it in your hand, there is no why. The note is written. An intricate web of blue lines stretches. It still kind of looks like a map of gone. For you to discover. You've gotten as far. Someone close to the victim might know.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
The library card. There it is again. The scent of apricots with a touch of cinnamon. Smells like the end of some distant summer. The surface of another planet. Or some ancient temple.
Ancient temple?
Yes, from the height of antiquity. A long, long time ago. Millennia ago. On an island of time you can never return to.
Take a deep, deep breath.
Bitter, citrus, sweet. It seems to grow stronger, like a glow, with every breath you take. Until a blossom of skin and flower petals erupts behind your closed eyes. Made of toffee, cream, and distance. You just had to take a dive. Your heart working overtime, trying to keep up with the panicked synapses firing all over your brain, moving liters of blood through you, panicking. Feels so familiar.
Under summer.
The sun sets into the sea, but the water does not boil. Instead, it turns to liquid gold. For a moment, the world's store of precious metals seems to increase dramatically, and you are rich. There is a movement next to you, the shuffle of a small coat, warm like the evening. But when you turn toward it, there's nothing there.
Where did it go?
Why are you talking to a gum wrapper?
I don't know why. Okay, let's just focus on this.